How's it going, AcidMods? My name's Kevin Deneen. I'm also known as Tech. I'm here at mnpctech to interview Bill Owen for my first episode of the Front Page News. So this is Bill Owen. Bill, what are you working on?
I'm working on a Silverstone TJ10 tower that we had painted. And this is Dodge Charger Sublime Green 2008 Charger Sublime Green, and we're painting this case for Performance PCs. It was an order for them, and I just got it back from the painter the other night, and I'm reassembling everything. I'm just taking my time because the last thing I want to do is scratch this paint up.
How did you get into modding? Like, were you kind of kid like me who tore apart radios and pulled capacitors off of them and said I was going to build a robot?
My father was a ham radio operator, so he had all this old radio equipment in the garage, and he would be there all the time, and he used to go out just thrifting and get these old radios and then try to fix them and stuff, and I'm pretty sure that's where it started. Then I think what really cultivated modding and computer customizing is my love of cars, and I've always been into custom cars and stuff, so, and I equate them as being the same kind of realm where you customize it to fit your personality as an extension of yourself, kind of thing.
So what was your first mod?
My own first mod was I used a Chief Tech chassis. It was, I can't remember the specs on it, but it was like an AMD Thunderbird processor, and I just remember the case because it was based on the Alienware cases, which used Chief Tech chassis, and I bought that for like close to $200, and I think it was in '98. Which today, you could probably get one if you can find one for like 40 bucks or something. And I remember it had 4 80mm fans in it, and it sounded like an outdoor air conditioner, central air conditioner system. But that was like early on, and it was more about overclocking than it was modding. So it was like all about cooling, you know? How can you get the case cool, you know, at whatever cost? That was my first big build on my own. And I put a window in it, and I think I painted it too. That was about it.
So is there one brand of PC you prefer to mod over another?
Leon Lee. And then Silverstone, which I've just started getting into Silverstone since last year. And it was only because I was being pretentious about only doing Leon Lee. And the reason I like Leon Lee is because they're well constructed, and they can handle a lot of alterations to them without compromising the rigidity of the chassis. It doesn't get flimsy at all if you cut them up a bit. And they're the perfect blank canvas.
So what tools do you recommend for modding? Do you have any favorite ones?
Yeah, let's see here. I would say, well, definitely cordless drill, for sure, that's number one. Yeah, holidays coming up, Christmas, definitely ask for it. Probably my favorite tool would be the jigsaw, just because I use it most often, because I do a lot of windows.
You should show him the Greenlee punch.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one of his tools.
Let's see. It's very heavy. When you go pro, you get a Greenlee knockout punch, and this is actually used by, it's made for like electricians and plumbers to punch holes in steel boxes to run, you know, pipe or cabling. If you go to my YouTube page, there's some videos where I actually use this to make fan holes. This is actually 120mm size knockout punch, and what it is, this is the blade. It's a circular blade. You can see actually a grill that I've done at one time here. It's in there. But you first do a pilot hole with a hole saw, and that's for the threaded shaft to go through, and then Oh, just to tell you how much one of these things runs, this is about, last time I looked, about $450 just for this together. And then you're looking at about 32, I think, was that? And then there's this socket wrench, is a 19-inch, half-inch size socket wrench, now is about $100. So it's quite an investment. Not too many hobbies to do it, but put the pilot hole, and then you put this shaft in, and then you put this on the other side, and what you do is you just crank, put this on, and crank it tight, and it squeezes the metal until you cut all the way through it. So, and I've done up to 16 gauge metal with this thing. So, Greenlee knockout punch for the pro modders.
Why would someone need a Greenlee knockout punch?
Yeah, why would somebody need to spend $500 on one of these versus just a hole saw? Well, the reason is that it does a really clean cut. I wonder if I got an example of it anywhere. One I've done. Actually, I think I did this. This at one time I punched this up. Not this plastic here, but the metal in here. When you use a knockout punch, you don't have to go and deburr the edge. If you use a hole saw, you have a very jagged, rough edge, and you have to take a file and deburr it. And also, there's no mess. There's no mess at all. So it's clean. It looks like it's almost laser cut. So that's why I use that.
When you're planning a mod, what kind of planning goes into it? Do you use SketchUp? Do you have any programs you help use, or drawing it out?
No, I don't. I do it all off the cuff. And a lot of people are really surprised when they hear that. I don't use SketchUp. And I totally respect people that do. I mean, there's some really talented people out there. I'm more old school. I would just take the chassis and just put it up on the workbench, and I'll stare at it for a while, go away from it. You know, next day while I'm driving, I'll think about it, and then I'll come up with a vision in my head, and then I'll just go off of that. So everything's off the cuff.
What tips do you have for anyone who's looking at doing a computer mod, or maybe starting the first one for the first time?
My advice is to not spend a lot of money on an expensive case and chop it up if you've never done it before. Find a used computer, maybe a family member, maybe there's like some kind of like used electronics store in your town. Craigslist, there's tons of used computers on Craigslist. You can get an old HP or Dell and hack it apart, learn on that first.
Do you have any sources, recommendations of where to look if people are more interested in getting into computer case modding?
There's a lot of computer case mod oriented forums out there. One that I recently helped launch was the modbrothers.com, where it's a community forum that's only about computer modding, computer case modding pretty much. There's a lot of good guides and tutorials, and there's a lot of good work logs on there, and there's a mix of veterans and beginners, and everybody is real helpful, you know, about answering questions. I did want to plug one thing here. This book is, a lot of people ask me about case modding books, and there's a variety of them out there that's come out over the last 8 or 10 years. This one I found is still the best. It was done by Maximum PC, Guide to Extreme PC Mods, and you can get this on Amazon.
How could someone make money from modding if they were interested in starting up their own modding business?
There's a lot of people out there that do want things done because they don't have the tools, skills, or the workspace. A lot of people that live in apartments can't run power tools in their living room, you know. But you find out you're really good at something like putting in windows, doing lighting or fans. Just go on the forums and show the work you've done, and start at a fair price.
You're filing a match me, throw your hands in the air like you're hailing a taxi. I move to the funk floor, you're stepping out, you drunk, bro. This is for my peeps and the freaks in the front row.
I want a tower of flames and turbine.